Live. We got a special Martin Luther King Jr. Day show for you guys. We got a lot to get into tonight. It's definitely going to be dedicated to Martin Luther King. We're definitely happy that everybody is listening to us tonight. We got a lot to get into. We also have two huge announcements to make in tonight's show. One in the first hour, one in the end of the show. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying,
Then they must be half stepping.
ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live, y'all. We back in the building. Be down with us tonight by phone 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show of LegacyInternetRadio.com. We live from the den, y'all. We definitely glad to have y'all here. We got a huge, ginormous, big ass show for y'all tonight. We got a big one. It's Martin Luther King Day. We are definitely going to be celebrating the memory of the great man himself, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So we spent the last hour playing speeches, which is the reason why we started a tad late, about a minute or so late, which is okay. We went into the first bit of the show with that, but we got a huge announcement that is going to affect all of us in the future of Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. Coming up here momentarily. We also have a second huge announcement that is going to affect the future of Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J and Legacy Internet Radio later on in the show. We're going to talk about Martin Luther King a lot tonight. We got a round table that we're going to get into tonight, and we got some what the hell. So we got a jam-packed show. We got a jam-packed crew. And as we do every single week, we always start off by introducing the crew that we have in the building and joining us in her monthly spot. We never know when we're going to have her, but we know we're going to have her once a month. We got my sister Blessed Brandy in the building. What's going on, girl?
Not a thing. How are you doing?
Fabulous. I called you Blessed.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was the first name you called out.
That's
I like
right.
that.
I would still call you Brandy, but I know you like Blessed. So
like
I'm going to
Blessed,
figure out a way to
yes.
make us both happy. Is that all right with
That'll
you?
work.
All right, that's what it is. All right. Joining us, an original member of Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. I got my brother Carlton Banks in the building. What's up, bro?
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah. How about the Virginia State
You
Trojans?
really need to do that every
Hey, man,
single time.
I always got to show
you
you
really
some
have to
hype in it.
scream
I'm
and shout.
happy.
Nobody likes that.
I'm happy.
But yeah, you
I'm
be happy at a
You want
lower
me to be
volume?
sad? You want
Like
me
I have to
sad?
turn your volume down on
Alright,
the
be
microphone
sad.
so that you can scream and everybody's happy. The listeners think you crazy. We think you crazy.
Why I can't be happy?
You can be happy at a normal
I
person
can't show some
volume.
crescendo in my voice
Crescendo.
because
Really?
it's not unusual.
Spell it.
I mean, crescendo.
Spell it.
Carlton Banks,
IT.
big word of the day.
Yeah, man.
It's IT. No, he said spell it. I spell it. IT.
Keep it.
He did say it.
Keep it moving. I
Can I keep moving? All right, I'm gonna keep it moving.
got my sister joining us as she does every single week. Primary member of Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. Co-host. My sister S.Y. Butler. What's up, girl?
What? I can't hear you. I'm deaf in one ear thanks to who behind me.
Yeah, I know. He just blew out your
Oh my
right
gosh.
ear and whatnot. How you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous.
I have to say happy birthday to my mommy.
What's up, mommy?
Happy birthday, mommy.
She's in. Hopefully, she's listening.
She's listening. I
All
love
right,
you,
well,
pumpkin.
If I could sing, I would be singing "Happy Birthday" to you right now. So I need you
birthday
to.
to you.
I need you to. I need you to envision.
Happy
Hold
birthday
on.
to
Hold on. And just envision me singing "Happy Birthday" in my Tyrese voice, if you can do that. All
Sure,
right.
who
All
that
right. Of course, I got as I do every single week. He always likes to tip on the mic before I'm ready to introduce him, and that man goes by the name of Big Rube.
Yeah.
Big Rube. Yo.
He can get loud.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
Cool, man. Because he can do that because that's what we do. Yeah, well, you're not gonna be chit chatting without a mic. Can't stand him right now. I'm also we 2 minutes in. We already don't like him. What's up, Big Rube?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
You doing all right?
Life is beautiful.
Yeah.
I was off today, and I got to really interact with some haters today. So it was beautiful.
Interacting with haters is a beautiful thing to Big Rube.
Of course.
That creates a level of, confusion for me. But hey, look, man, I live my life confused about stuff. It's not until I do the research and figure stuff out. So the research will be, can you tell me what the hell you mean by that?
I mean, we about to get into it a little later, but what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
I love talking to haters, man. Especially when their team loses. It's nothing but excuses.
That's where you going.
Excuses.
That's where he's going. Okay.
I love it. That's right.
Okay.
There I go.
There he goes.
In the Congo.
Okay. Good enough.
Cool. I like to. I guess we can give one of the things away.
Okay, so it's time for us to have some breaking news, some breaking. Ain't no Steppin with Marcus J and Legacy Internet Radio. This one affects Legacy Internet Radio. Actually, doesn't affect Ain't no Steppin with Marcus J quite as much, but just definitely affects Legacy Internet Radio. Big Rube, would you mind breaking the news?
Sure. First of all, we got a new member to Legacy Internet Radio in the building today. His name is Dre, and he will be co-hosting the brand new sports show on Friday nights from 7 to 9, starting February 7th. That's right. Circle, pencil. You need to make sure you're listening. February 7th.
Can you get to the
The
introduction?
show is called Clutch, and I'm introducing the new member of Legacy Internet Radio, my man, my friend. I went to college with this dude, and he's still tall. Dre, what's going on, Dre?
What's going on, fellas? Thank you for the introduction, fam. Glad to be part of Legacy Internet Radio. Hopefully, I can bring some of the sports flow to Clutch and also to the radio. I'm glad to be a member of this brand new family. Unlike Ruben,
Welcome.
who is still trying to
This guy.
get starts together.
Hey,
Sky.
you already getting a little piece of what y'all chemistry is gonna be like.
I mean-
'Cause
Yeah.
I hung out with these brothers for the first little bit before we went live, y'all, and they fussed at each other more than me and Ruben fussed at each other. I don't think I'm not even sure they even like each other. I know that I don't like Ruben. You know what I
That's
mean? But
okay.
we work well together, so we just kind of
Well, you
tolerate
know
each
what
other.
the
But I
saying
think that
goes.
you guys
You
really
know the
don't
saying
like.
goes, enemy of the enemy is my best friend. So
That's
what
why
we
you
got
and me
going.
got along very well.
Keep 'em
Dre.
close,
I
keep 'em
appreciate
close.
it. Well, for those longtime listeners of Ain't No Steppin with Marcus J, y'all know that when we started off as the Green Room, the original Green Room, and morphed into Ain't No Steppin with Marcus J, we were a sports show, is what we did. And so when we kind of built Legacy Internet Radio, that was the one thing that we didn't have. So, Dre, I want to offer my congratulations to you as being a co-host of that show.
Greatly
I'm
appreciate
definitely glad to have met you and to have you come along. And I'm going to throw you right into the fire. Yesterday, we had 2 football games. We had the New England Patriots lose in Denver against the Denver Broncos. And, of course, the Broncos will be playing in the Super Bowl, also known as the National Football Championship game. Super Bowl to me is whack. I'd rather say the NFL Championship game, personally, which y'all could debate on Clutch one day. And you also had the Seattle Seahawks, who hosted a game against the 49ers. They won the game. What I want to get to is the whole thing with your man Richard Sherman at the end of the game yesterday. We played the video clip before we started the show here tonight, so everybody in the room has been versed on it. Everybody, if you have an opinion, great. If you don't, that's fine as well. But I want you in on this one first, Dre.
Word.
When you saw what you saw at the end of the game with Richard Sherman and Aaron Andrews. What was you thinking, man?
First thing he tried to congratulate Crabtree. Second of all, he just ragged. I was like, man, this guy just went to a WWE heel, which means he went to a bad guy in all of 30 seconds. And just looking at that, it just makes you think, why did he do it? But it's Richard Sherman. He can do what he wants. He is the man. That's what he told me. Didn't he tell you that, Ruben? Did he tell that, Marcus?
He did look like he was telling the world that he was the man. You know, I'll be honest with you, I'm a football fan. I watch every game pretty much every weekend forever. I never heard of that dude before in my life. Never heard of him before in my life.
The only reason I've heard of him, he was on my fantasy team. I had the Seattle defense, so that's the only reason why I knew him.
I never heard of him. I know that I'm going to catch a little bit of flack for not being, you know, a fantasy fan, you know, because I can't stand fantasy. I think fantasy is like the dumbest thing in the history of sports. But that's just my personal opinion. Carlton Banks, you obviously saw the thing with Sherman. What's your thoughts, man?
Sherman is the man. He had beef with people before it even got to that level. He was on beefing with, what's my man, Revis Island, because he would say, I'm better than you, and he was there to back it up. So, you know, don't hate on the man. That man tried to congratulate Crabtree. He reached out a hand of friendship, had a peace offering and everything. Then Crabtree wanted to mush him in the face, and that's when he went off.
All right, well, let me introduce anybody that knows me. I know we just kind of previewed the kind of conversations that you're going to be having on Clutch, and even in a whole bigger, you know, picture. I mean, obviously, they'll be talking all kinds of sports. It's going to be a sports show, and in February, you know, I'm not going to be on that show, so I don't know what the hell they're doing. But my guess is they're going to be talking about the National Basketball Association and all kinds of stuff. So I'll let Dre talk about that, since that'll be, you know, his show when the time comes to talk more about that. Dre, what's your idea of what you think will be the kind of stuff that you'll be talking about on your new show?
Well, hopefully on Clutch, we're going to bring all sports from basketball, football, collegiate. Shoot, we might even go softball at the rate. Shoot, we might even go tiddlywinks as much as we're talking about. But hopefully we'll bring all sports from all levels, high school, college, pro level. And hopefully Ruben will actually know what he's talking about this time, because last time he did it. So
I just love his energy.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when Clutch starts. So check it out. Speaking of Ruben, since you mentioned him, knowing what he's talking about, I don't know if he's going to know what he's talking about on this Richard Sherman thing, but let's get his opinion, because he hasn't said anything. And the fact that he's quiet, it scares me.
Be scared. Be scared.
Yeah.
Real talk, I have no issue with it. Some people say he was a little bit, unprofessional. Man, the dude just finished playing the football game. He just made the play that won them a trip to Super Bowl, and you expect him to be, I don't know, classy, debonair, humble. Man, this dude just won a Super Bowl against, and I'm gonna be honest with you, all he said was Crabtree is terrible, and he's telling the truth. Crabtree is terrible. He is not the great receiver. He is not, Calvin Johnson. Heck, he's not even Santana Moss. The dude is terrible. He is not a good player. He caught 4 balls for 53 yards. And then Crabtree pie-faced him when he tried to give him a hand. Come on, man. And nobody saw that. But Sherman got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct because he did the choke sign, which I can't really give him credit for that. But you know what? It's football. What are you going to do? Give the ball away? It's 35 seconds left in the game. You can do what you want. I don't even care. I think the only people who are hating are 49ers fans. And they need to stop, because you're sitting here and you're complaining about Richard Sherman. How about the fact that y'all lost? Just deal with it. You lost. You're done. You're sitting beside the Redskins. You're sitting beside the Cowboys. You're sitting beside the Giants. You're sitting beside everybody else but the Seahawks and the Broncos. Get over it. Stop playing. And the hate needs to stop.
Why you always got to be mentioning teams that are closer to the playoffs than your damn team? I just need to know that.
It doesn't matter. We all on the same couch. We all on the same couch.
We don't need to go there. I mean,
but we all on the same couch, right, Marcus?
Can we pick on this dude for saying something colossally nonsensical?
Yeah.
I mean, because when you home, we can even put New England and we can put the 49ers in that class as well. If you home, you home. It don't matter how close you got. Which is you, the first place, second place person?
That impression on the sofa is deeper when you've been there longer than you just.
It don't matter.
Don't nobody care about that.
His say they ain't have a.
All that means
Yeah,
is
I'm about to go to
But
the
you the
job.
same. But you the same person that likes to get on the Giants and get on the Redskins.
I ain't saying anything about the
I know
Giants
you
this
did.
season.
Can you let me finish my statement
All right, I'm
before
gonna
you
let you
jump
finish.
on me? Carlton Banks. I mean, you the same dude that likes to get on Big Rube and me about the fact that the Cowboys had a better season than the Giants. At the end of the day, y'all asses was home just like we were.
But we won't there as soon as y'all.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
No, we won't.
You didn't make the playoffs.
Y'all,
Yeah.
longer.
It doesn't matter. You didn't make it to the
Oh, my
playoffs.
God.
You didn't play in the
We
same.
had a chance better than both of y'all teams combined.
Okay, you're officially shut off. Unless you
And you had a chance last year.
I'm cutting
You
this
had a
back
chance
off.
the year before
Hey,
that.
don't-
You had a chance the year before
Don't
that.
even get your pressure.
I'm just
up.
saying,
Don't get
man.
your pressure up for him because he likes. This is what he does, man. Brandy, this is what he does, man. He says nonsense for the sole purpose of getting you riled up. I'm not going for it with you today, Carlton Banks. I'm telling you, man. I'm not going for this with you today. You are
glad I don't
not
watch
going to let it
football.
happen. That's right. Silence.
I'm gonna wait till you finish, then I'm gonna go ahead and get in.
No, man. Anyway, we having a little fun. Ain't no have Steppin Marcus J. Here's what I want to introduce here, and I want the ladies to jump in here. Fellas, don't say nothing. I want the ladies here. Because my guess is, and ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys weren't familiar with this until we brought it to y'all when y'all came in. And if you were, then my apologies for being for assuming. But here's the thing, man. You got the social aspect of this. Because,
It was all over Facebook.
well, yeah, but that's not quite where I'm going. You got people that's calling this dude a thug, and you got people that's questioning his intelligence and all of that kind of stuff. And you also have some people that are suggesting that this is only becoming mainstream because of how he looked. And so what I wanted to do is kind of see if there was any area of discussion that we can kind of dip in with regards to that. Because, my personal opinion is whenever you use the word thug, particularly when you're referring to a black dude, there's some code word stuff going on right there. And so I want to see if there's any kind of, if y'all think I'm tripping, tell me I'm tripping and we'll move on. But if you don't think I'm tripping, then what's your thoughts?
I don't think that you're tripping. I think you're on point. I mean, had it been a lighter skinned
White
person,
dude.
yeah, pretty much,
Cut
then
that- cut it
there
out.
would be no
Yeah, you know
argument.
me.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody would think that they were right to do what they did, and I mean, everything would be right with the world just because he did it. And I thought, from what everyone was saying, that he was more aggressive and he was like in her face when he was
Right.
speaking to her. How many high school basketball games, how many college games I went to, and seeing people come off the field, adrenaline rush.
Right.
They're gonna say whatever comes to mind. They ain't have time to bring it down. So
That's why. What you think about it?
Well, he was a little hyper. I don't know about thug or any of that. But I thought his sportsmanship was poor. That's what I thought.
I looked at it like this. When I saw what I saw, I honestly I didn't have any reaction to it at all until social media started blowing up.
I laughed.
I didn't think nothing of it. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to me until social media started blowing it up, and then even then I didn't really think much about it until I found myself debating this with people. And once I started debating this with people, in the interest of full disclosure, as I'm debating this in social media, I'm like, yo, I don't know what I'm going to say about this when I get on the air tonight, because my opinion about it is evolving. I'm not real sure how I feel about it. Now, one thing that I can say that I had a huge issue with is when they referred to him as a thug, because my research on this guy is he was an A student in high school. Just because he grew up in Compton, California, he went to Stanford, which is one of the top universities in this country, graduated pretty quickly, and is going back to school for more education. And so when you attach the word thug to a person without actually acknowledging where they've come from, he does all kinds of stuff in the community and all that kind of stuff, but you want to call him a thug. This is where that code word comes in, because ain't nobody called Riley Cooper, the white boy that said that he wanted to beat up all the N-words in this place, no thug. They ain't call him no thug because that's not the code word that actually goes with that. Big Bro, I got a comment in social media. I'm gonna come to that in a minute. What you got, Big Bro?
I mean, that's pretty much what I found throughout my talkings and stuff of just talking to people and going back and forth. Mostly there's a lot of hate from San Francisco fans. Then, there are a couple people who label him as a thug, and my thought process was, he has dreads, but he also has a degree from Stanford in 3 years, has mastered before he left in his 4th year. Yeah, but he's a thug because he's whatever. And then to those people I say, I know that there have been times when you have screamed at the TV, when you have thrown stuff, you have been mad because you lost, and you said other choice words. Now, the only difference is there's not a microphone in front of you, but a couple questions. Did he curse? No. Did he call anybody out their name? Yeah, he called one person. He called out Michael Crabtree. I mean, did he say what he said about Mike Crabtree? Was it right, wrong? It was his opinion. And at that point, John, because he had made an excellent play on Michael Crabtree and effectively, quote, shut Michael Crabtree down for the whole game, he had basis in calling him, terrible, sorry, whatever he called him.
Right.
But really, he didn't say anything derogatory, except, it's not like he called him a punk. It's not like he called him, an MF or whatever.
It was boastful.
Yeah, he was just like, yo, I got my chest out. I just did this. Talk to me. What? You got nothing to say? And people do that all the time, but they're quick to label people. And nobody talks about the hit that the Golden Boy Wes Welker did in the earlier game and knocked out Aqib Talib, which was a great cornerback, even though, people doesn't seem to think it was
dirty,
but
Belichick
said it was dirty.
Belichick came out
and then he didn't even say his name.
Yeah.
And to me, that's worse.
How Steppin with Marcus J. We're getting a hit on the social media. Sexy C is Mama. What's up, Mama? That's SY's Mama. She's saying peace to me. She ain't speaking to you. She's saying hey to me. And Mama, I hear it was your birthday recently, so if I could sing, I would be singing happy birthday to you. So instead, what I need you to do is close your eyes and think of Teddy Pendergrass singing happy birthday to you, and then picture my fine ass, and that's who it would be. Ain't no has to.
Does she like big booty?
Well, fine ass.
All she wants for her birthday is
she understands. She been in this room. She know that sometimes I cuss. Ain't no hashtag Marcus yet. We also getting a hit from Priscilla, who's hitting us up in Jersey. What's up, girl? She's saying that she saw the Sherman rant live with as much testosterone and adrenaline that was pumping through his veins. She understands why he was as hyped as he was. I also spoke to my brother K-Dub about this at length today, and I wasn't able to. He wasn't able to join us tonight, but basically the point that he was making was that when you go through history and you see some of the more prominent athletes like Muhammad Ali and I think he mentioned Floyd Mayweather and some others that make some boastful statements, I don't see, he didn't see people who was going crazy about those kinds of things. So I agree that with Kate when he said it, and I agree with it now, which he was here to kind of make his own point. I hope I did it some justice. Priscilla saying peace to you, SY, by the way. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is proud and to reintroduce y'all to my brother who joins us every other week here on First and Third. Here on Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. Before I introduce him, what I want to set up for him, first thing out his mouth after hey y'all, I want his opinion on the subject because he's been sitting here for a while, so he knows what we talking about. I got my brother Jay on the building. What's up, man?
What's going on, yo?
Doing fabulous, man. It's good to see you, and you know what we talking about, so get in.
Was I the only one that heard the N-word fly out his mouth?
I didn't hear that.
Y'all didn't hear? Like, my brother DVR'd it, so we rewound it.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, "Oh, I'm the best," and you send a whack receiver like Crabtree to me, you know what I'm saying? That's what you gonna get. Then he said, "Yeah, that's what you get for talking about me. Don't ever talk about me again." Aaron was like, "Yo, so
I didn't hear
that. Talking about
who's
you?
Talking about you?
He was like that Crabtree.
Yeah, I missed it.
And when he backs up, you don't catch it immediately.
Oh, they must have bleeped it out quick.
Because he backs up from the mic.
I didn't hear it.
And when he backs up from the mic, it takes the sound away from him.
Oh, he did that on purpose. That's smooth. That's smooth.
But if you go back and you look at the original footage, and like I'm listening for it on the radio, and I see it when they replay it on CNN, you can see his lips move, but they cut that sound out. And then I'm listening to sports radio today, and as the day goes on, the edit gets cleaner and cleaner, so you don't ever hear him say
so they
it.
clean
But
it up.
I was surprised because I thought Stephen A. as somebody would touch on it today. Nobody said that.
Well, it's funny when you mention Stephen A. because I saw part of First Take today. I saw a replay on YouTube, and it was only about a 4-minute clip, but what's this fella's Sherman was really, really giving it to what's the guy's name? That's with
Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. Yeah, he was really giving it to Skip Bayless and questioning his prowess on the radio, and he was talking about how he's the best in his sport, and Skip Bayless has never been the best at anything he's ever done.
Wow.
And it went really personal, and they were on a 3-person split screen, and you can see Stephen A. literally just kind of sat back, and you know how you can be when you were watching two people kind of get into it, and you kind of got to, like Stephen A. had that kind of look about him, and which tells me that, don't tell me much about Stephen A. I'm a fan of his, but sometimes he says dumb shit. So that's
I
just
still don't think he's a thug or anything like that. I think they're overdoing it.
Well,
he just hype. It's a game and you hype.
The whole thug.
It's hard to be a thug from Stanford, though.
The whole thug thing. I mean, the truth of the matter is, you could be a thug wherever you could be a thug wherever you are, but you could also not be a thug wherever you are. I grew up in the hood where all kinds of bad stuff was going on around me, but no one's ever going to mistake me for no thug. You know what I'm saying? So just because you come from the hood, that makes you a thug. That's the dumbest, craziest thing I ever heard. Right. And when you got the mainstream media that wants to attach that word to a man on television because of the way he looks and the way he's speaking without acknowledging the things that he's done, it perpetuates the stereotype, and it also adds to the brainwashing that some folks have about our black men, particularly our athletes. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We're going to leave it there. Going to take our first break of the night, and when we come back, we're going to get into some reflections and some discussions about the man whose day that we celebrate today, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. No music tonight. We're taking all our interludes with our breaks, where you will have words from our sponsors and words from Dr. King himself. Ain't no hashtag Marcus. I got the whole crew in the house, and you in social media. Stay with me. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few.
Tired of wearing that same old raggedy t-shirt to group events, civic, and work situations? Then why don't you check out our folks, Live Action Captions. They offer t-shirt services here in the Richmond and Tri-City area, offering multicolored, direct-to-garment printing at an affordable price. Guess what? No charge for changing colors for a design either. Pick and choose whatever you want out of the rainbow. No minimums at all. Discounts at 25 or more. If you'd like to rock one of these hot shirts that we here at Legacy Internet Radio do, then you can get with Live Action Captions at 804-640-7180. Again, that's 804-640-7180. And for all the folks who don't like to use the telly, we got it on the internet at live-action-captions at comcast.net. Again, live-action-captions at comcast.net, and at that same title on Facebook and Instagram. No need to worry about it shrinking. We got you covered. Live Action Captions.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.